Welcome back everyone. Today I'm talking about SCP First Contact by Dylan Royalty. Right now there are three kinds of people watching this video and you're all welcome here. If you've seen First Contact then you'll love all the behind the scenes info that I've gathered about it. If you love the SCP Foundation but haven't seen First Contact yet, go and watch it. It's on YouTube right now and then watch this video. And if you don't recognize any of the words I've just said, well sit tight because I'm about to bring you right into the terrifying and captivating world of the SCP Foundation. My name is Danny Burke and this is the top 10 scary SCP First Contact facts. Starting off at number 10 now, we have the recap. So for those of you that haven't seen First Contact, here's a little recap of the story. A field agent for the Foundation, codenamed Eugene Smith, requested the Foundation conduct an armed examination of an unnamed mine in the Yukon Territory of Canada. The Foundation sent Mobile Task Force Omega Orange to investigate. Through the team's headcams and CCTV cameras, we see the team enter a dark mine and then discover an abandoned government facility. They find terrifying audio logs from the scientists who used to work there. No sooner do they discover this new SCP when the SCP discovers them. The hunters become the hunted, who will make it out alive. Other than that, I'm not going to give you guys any other spoilers. Make sure you watch the full video on Evan Royalty's channel. Moving on to number 9 now, we have Omega Orange. Task Force Omega Orange may look like a bunch of normal special ops soldiers, but they're not. Each and every member has been sentenced for a war crime. They now serve the Foundation in special operations such as the one shown in this film. They do this because they have the promise of eventually being released. They have a service contract negotiated between the Foundation and the US government whereby they are allowed to take part in missions to earn their freedom. One caveat is that they must always be microchipped for the duration of their service. Now of course this raises one very good question. Is it a good idea to give hardened, convicted war criminals some guns and just set them loose in desolate areas? Well, the story assures us that most unit members behave professionally and follow their contracts to the letter in hopes of one day being free citizens. Most, but yeah, I'm sure that puts everyone at ease. Next up at number 8 now, we have creating the SCP. The SCP that Evan created for this story isn't actually an official SCP. As far as I'm aware, it's not even on the Foundation's wiki page anywhere. He said that writing the story was easy, but he had no real idea about how the SCP would turn out. One of the things he wanted to explore was the idea of investigative horror. Basically, some characters immediately discover something scary, there is no big build up, and then with every new scary thing discovered about the SCP, the stakes are then ramped up, if that makes sense. With this in mind, it's easy to see how he wove this concept into the story. At first, all you know is there is an anomaly that has been found that Omega Orange are sent to investigate. It's not until many layers are slowly peeled back we see the full horrific picture. At number 7 now, we have time. One thing that is quite difficult to ascertain is when the events in the story take place. It's fair to assume that it's present day when a team explores the complex, but when was this building built or abandoned? When McMahon first started analysing the computers in the boss's offices, he mentions the date and the Windows operating system, but both of those were expunged from the record. Not much help. Later on though, he's seen listening to an audio log from Dr. Fields. The date given is from November 7th, 2005. This would explain why Omega Orange thought the technology in the facility looked outdated but not ancient. This date is somewhat backed up by the look of certain things. The laptops and PC monitors on the table look like they're from around 2005. The facility may have been set up earlier than that date though, and this technology was just updated over the years. Next up at number 6 now, we have the Easter egg. At just past the 11-minute mark in the video, just after we see McMahon listening to an audio log, the screen glitches for a split second and we see a message on the screen. It's an angry message from a man called Evan Muir. He claims that he edited this video for the Foundation and he's been editing videos for them for over 7 years. He complains that he's sick of the late nights. He's sick of having to transfer the footage to VHS because the Foundation can't stop SCPs from destroying other forms of media, and he's sick that he can't even get a decent raise. And so he says if they freeze the video at this exact moment and they see this letter of complaint to them, well, they can take that as his retirement letter. I think he means resignation there. He finishes off the letter by wanting an employee called Ted to know that he's always disliked his taste in music, his wife is a 6 out of 10, and that he doesn't like the way he pronounces the word again. It's a great little Easter egg in the video, and Evan confirmed that Evan Weir is actually his real name, so he's both the real editor and the fictional one. Yeah. At number 5 now, we have the producer. I figured it would be a good transition here to talk about Evan, who made the video. On YouTube, his name is Evan Royalty. The video was uploaded to YouTube on October 26, 2018, right before Halloween, and that was no accident. When sharing the video to Reddit soon after, he said, "I make a horror movie every Halloween for my channel, decided to do one for the SCP universe. It was a nightmare to make, but now it's finally done." Sure enough, Evan has made a number of other Halloween videos using games for both the setting and the characters. 2017's was called Catabasis, while 2016's was called Sacrifice. He also has a SoundCloud page where he's posted a few remixes and one original track. He also has a Patreon where he recently posted an apology to his donators, saying that he had become disheartened this year when videos that he'd spent months working on just weren't getting any views. Now that SCP First Contact is at about 700,000 views and climbing, Evans decided to double down and give his channel another chance. Good news. Next up at number 4 now, guys, we have the post credits. After the climactic end of the video, we are given some scrolling text, almost like a mission debrief. It says that 7 months after the event seen in First Contact, the Foundation found out from the Canadian government that the on-site director of the mine had not told them the full extent of the problems they had encountered. By the time the government arrived on site, it was too late. They were forced to simply seal the mine. That's why the Foundation had no real idea what they were up against. As punishment for this, the site's director was given amnesiacs and served prison time for a falsified crime that he is unaware that he didn't commit. That's pretty shady stuff, but it's either that or he might just tell the whole world what's lurking down in those mines. Moving on to number 3 now, we have Harakiri. In the lore that Evan wrote for First Contact, he refers to Omega Orange in brackets as Harakiri. It turns out that this is a Japanese term, sometimes called seppuku, that means cutting the belly. It's a form of Japanese ritual suicide by disembowelment and mainly used by samurai who chose to die that way with honor rather than fall into the hands of their enemies and be tortured. It's interesting that this name is attached to the Omega Orange team. Is it simply just a badass samurai term slapped onto a military unit? I don't think so. I think that perhaps it's a reference to the fact that the team is made up of these convicts who are seeking to restore their freedom and honor. To do this, they join mobile task forces like this, knowing of the dangerous SCPs that they may come into contact with. They also know that in some cases it's practically suicide, just like Harakiri. Perhaps I am reading a little bit too much into this, but I just thought it was quite noteworthy. What do you guys think though? At number 2 now, we have the setbacks. Evan talks a lot in the director's commentary about all the many setbacks that he encountered while trying to make First Contact. For starters, he was operating under a very strict time limit as he wanted to get the whole thing released before Halloween, as has become a bit of a tradition for his channel over the past few years. When it came to filming the video, he had a hard time filming it from the perspective of the characters' head cams. A lot of the characters would glitch out or start stutter stepping, and he actually had to fix a rat on top of people's heads and then view it through the rat's eyes to create the illusion of the first person head cam, if that makes sense. He's not even sure whether this worked, but it did. I have no idea either. There were issues with sound too. Evan found that one of his voice actors recorded their lines with a very slight amount of reverb. When he went to add on the radio effects to that voice, the reverb was amplified to the point where the audio was just unusable. And finally at number 1, we have the sequel. Maybe a question mark there. For a lot of SCP fans, the first question they ask when they finish watching First Contact is, how do I watch more? Is there going to be more? Well, Evan hasn't promised that he will continue to do SCPs. It wasn't something he was known for before, so there's no guarantee that he will want to keep going with it. However, I do suspect that due to the overwhelming success and and positive feedback for this, he may very well decide to explore the SCP world once more. In the comment section of his director's commentary, I found someone suggesting that he covers some other famous SCP mysteries that haven't been fleshed out yet by anyone. These include the failed exploration of the caves of SCP-610, then there's a containment breach of 096, the question about what happened to Site-13, and many others. The possibilities are almost endless. What SCP would you like Evan to make a film on next? And I think that's a great question to end the video on. I'm going to go and ask Evan if I can do some voice acting for his next SCP video. Why not? It looks really fun. What do you guys think of First Contact? Do you think that's where SCP content should be moving into these days? More like short films rather than long wiki articles? So many questions. Can't wait to hear your answers. Thanks for watching as always, guys. My name is Danny Burke and I will see you all in the next one.